Good evening and welcome. In case you missed the pre-show, my name is Jeremy Reagan, and I am the band director of the AP Winds. So excited to put on a show for you this evening. I've been doing a lot of patriotic concerts over the past years, and so I try to find some slightly non-traditional patriotic music. So that piece that we just played was called Scrambled, and it actually has nothing to do with patriotism, but I've seen a lot of old movies where they have war movies, and usually when they get out there on the aircraft carrier, they're yelling, "Scramble, scramble," and they're running to the airplanes and getting on the airplanes and taking, that's what in my brain, when I heard the word scramble, that's immediately what I thought. The composer has a note about scramble just being something disorganized and chaotic, and that's what he was trying to write. Aggressive, fast, chaotic, slightly disorganized. Our next piece, I'm transitioning straight into another aircraft theme. So it's called Red Tails. And this was a nickname given to the Tuskegee Airmen. And some of you may have heard the story of the Tuskegee Airmen, but it was the first all African-American airplane, I forget whether it's called a troop or a squadron, but it's the first one where they were all African-American, and they had to fight to get this squadron put together. Because of the color of their skin at the time, many people were very prejudiced against having African Americans working in the military. They're like, well, they can't really handle that. So once they were able to take flight and they were trained and they were ready to go, they performed very admirably in World War II and defended our country and protected our country and earned many medals and awards. And then they actually now have a historic site in Alabama, in Tuskegee, where you can go and see their story and see their airplanes. This piece was actually written by an Alabama composer. Mr. Shabazz is from Alabama, and he is African American, and he wanted to pay tribute to these heroes of our country. So it's supposed to sound like you're supposed to hear a little bit of the flight of the airplanes. You're supposed to also hear a little bit the inspiration of these men fighting hard, just as any other servicemen, and working to become the best that they could be to protect our country. So I hope you enjoy this. This is called Red Tails. It would not be a patriotic concert, however, without a John Philip Sousa march. And I've got two for you tonight, but this one's going to be the first one. This is called The Thunderer, and nobody knows exactly who the Thunderer was. There's some speculations that he may have been a Knights Templar or a Freemason brother of John Philip Sousa. We're not really sure. They don't really talk about that a whole lot out in public, so we don't know. However, it is known that apparently this was Mrs. Sousa's favorite march that Mr. Sousa ever wrote. So if you haven't heard it before, we hope you'll enjoy it tonight. This is The Thunderer. If you've been coming to our shows for a few years, you will have noticed I'm working my way through the Clare Grundman American Folk Rhapsodies. He has 4 out, and we've actually played number 4, and then we played number 1. I don't know why I started with number 4, but I'm working my way through them. So this year's number 2, and next year I'm going to try to get to number 3. So what he does is he takes some folk tunes, and he just kind of mixes them up into a rhapsody that the band plays together. So this one has Billy Boy, and it has Skip to My Lou, and it has Shenandoah. So I think most of us will recognize those, and he just kind of puts it in the pot, mixes it up, and calls it a rhapsody. So I hope you enjoy American Folk Rhapsody number 2. One of the classically American things that we like to do is we like to go to the movies. And if you haven't seen this movie, you could just say you like to listen to the radio. But there was a movie that came out recently, I think it was 2017, but it's called Sing, and there was a lot of songs in the movie Sing. So we're gonna play a quick medley of those. There's 4 of them in here, and you may recognize all of them, you may recognize none of them, but we have Faith, Hallelujah, I'm Still Standing, and Don't Worry About a Thing. We hope you enjoy this medley from the movie Sing. So our next selection is a little more directly related to America and the 4th of July, but it's not a well-known piece. This piece is originally written for concert band, so it's not a transcription that we've stolen for us to play like most of the stuff we just covered was. But this is originally written for us. It's called Freedom Quest, and it's by a guy named Tracy Berman. And you'll hear at the beginning, you'll hear what kind of almost sounds like a bagpipe and maybe like a Celtic tin whistle. And those are supposed to evoke the feelings of the Celtic ancestors that we might have had on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. And then you'll hear like a kind of slow build and a resolve as they want to come across and make a new life for themselves, attempting to leave their home and create something new. And then it's going to pick up. It's going to be the travel, the movement going across to the new world. And then you're going to hear a slow middle section. And this is the section where they kind of see the new coastline, and it just opens up, and there's mist, and it's beautiful. And then there's that moment of, oh, there's a lot of work to do. There's no stores, there's no homes, there's no shelter. We have to do a lot of work. And then you will return to that fast section for the end, and it's supposed to evoke the feeling of, okay, even though there's work to do, we need to get to it. We have to get that work done and build a future. And it's because of those settlers or those people that came before us, our ancestors, that gave us the present that we have. So I hope you'll hear all of those feelings, find some emotions, but I hope you can find the journey that we're going to take you on. This is Freedom Quest. Our next tune is well known, and it's actually 5 songs in one. So we're going to perform the Armed Forces Salute. And this is our salute to all those who have served in the military, and our hopes is to honor them and the service that they have granted to us. You will see up on the screen as their songs are played. In case your hearing's not what it used to be and you don't hear your song, then you are welcome to look up and see. It should go in order. You will see Army, and then the Coast Guard, then Marines, then Air Force, then the Navy. So our request today is, if you are able, when you hear your song, if you are a veteran or you have a veteran in your family that you would specifically like to honor, if you would like to come and stand at the front of the stage to be honored, we will clap for you. If for some reason you are not able to walk down and you would like to stand and just be recognized from your seat, that would be amazing. And at the end, we would ask that all veterans stand at the end, and hopefully we'll have a few of you up here, and we would like to just applaud you and thank you for your service. So without further ado, here is the Armed Forces Salute. I think this is at least the 11th straight year I've played that song in a row, and it just never gets tiring. Like, it is inspiring. Our next piece is called On the Wings of Angels. And this is for those members who we may have lost. And if you don't know a veteran personally that you maybe have lost, I'm sure there is someone in your life. Most of us do not get to adulthood without losing someone important to us. So this is just an homage, a thank you to those that have gone before us. And I just want you to listen and try and hear it and try and just listen to the music. None of the words that I have to say are going to match what they can play. So, On the Wings of Angels. Now is the appropriate time to find your brown bags. Do not do anything with them yet. Just hold on to them, make sure they are ready. Some of you have heard this piece before and you know what's about to happen. Now, if you go and you look up the history of the 1812 Overture, you're going to find it has nothing to do with America. It is about when Napoleon was fighting in Russia and couldn't quite take Moscow, and the people of Moscow were cheering, and they were so excited that they beat back Napoleon that they started firing cannons and ringing every church bell in the whole city at the same time. So, don't blow them up yet, but here's what's going to happen. The last 90 seconds of this piece, we're going to take off real fast. And you'll know it. You've all heard 1812. It's going to ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, and it's going to go really fast. I'll turn around and give you a look. But if you think you're right, go ahead and start it. But you get to be a cannon today, so take yourself right back to third grade, blow up your lunch bag, make sure you get a good seal on it, and give it a pop. Does anybody not know what they're doing? I can give more detailed instructions. I just figured most of us been to third grade. Now, this piece is about 8 minutes long. You only got the last 90 seconds. There's some real soft, pretty stuff in the middle. So what I'm going to ask you right now is go ahead and hold your bag still or set it next to you so you don't, just like a third grader, you don't need to be grabbing it the whole piece because it's going to make sounds. But I need you to be ready. It needs to be loud. It needs to be fun. All right, here we go. We got about 6 minutes until you're ready. I'll turn around and give you the look. And at that point, have at it. Anybody have any fun at all? Now, Reverend Justin up here, I was going to tell him about it, but I was trying to talk and see if I could get the National Guard to bring up some mortars and stuff. They said the fire code wouldn't work, and I didn't even want to tell him about that because he might not let me come back if I brought cannons inside. Hopefully the paper bags were safe enough. Out of kindness to the church staff here, if you would take your paper bags and drop it in a trash can on the way out, that would be appreciated. I have posted a few things in your program, and I've kind of tried to stick mostly to the music today. But if you would like to join our group, our website is apwins.org, easily found on Google or just by typing it in. We are actually about to take a few months off. Most people in our group are either going to go march in a marching band or teach a marching band or just might like a few months to take a break. So we usually start up rehearsal around the end of October after our July concert. So if you are interested in playing, you got a couple months to practice, figure out which instrument you forgot how to play in high school. And we would love to have you come join us for our Christmas program. And if you are just interested in continuing to be an audience member, there is also on apwins.org, there's two email lists, one for members and another one for friends of AP Wins is what I call it. And you should get an email usually about a month before concert and let you know when the concerts are going to be. So feel free to sign up for those. We are a registered nonprofit with the Georgia Secretary of State, and we would appreciate any donations that you are willing to make. Our treasurer is usually in the clarinet section. They are very responsible people, if you've ever met a clarinet player. So she is actually out of town, but we're going to have a substitute treasurer. She's going to be standing by the door. If you would like to make a donation, you may hand those to her. You are also welcome to come up and see me. If you would like to make out a check, those go to APW or AP Wins. We also take cash, and on there I also have at AP Wins for Venmo or PayPal. So if you are willing or able to make a donation, we would really appreciate it. It usually gets spent on music or insurance. Lots of fun things to pay for. So as we close out our program today, I want to say thank you so much. And I believe there are some ladies that have been very hard at work downstairs, making sure that we have an ice cream social ready. So if you would like to come and participate, we would love to see you downstairs, have some ice cream, talk to you a little bit. And again, thank you so much for showing up. We hope you have a wonderful rest of the 4th of July week. And we're going to close out with the National March of America, Stars and Stripes Forever. Do you know which section talked me into playing this piece? So I think somebody, maybe 2 or 3 people actually bought a piccolo specifically for this piece. So we are locked and loaded. The piccolos are ready. Here we go. Once again, if you'd like to make a donation, we'd love it on the way out. And head on downstairs. The stairs are back and to the left. We'll see you downstairs for ice cream. Thank you.